Good evening, everybody. Julie here, and it is Child Abuse Awareness Month, so I decided it was time to do another video, and I was trying to think, what do I want to do this video on? So I was going through my email, and I am in many, get emails from many organizations, and I got one from Our Rescue, which OUR is Underground Railroad. It is, you might have, if you saw the movie Sound of Freedom, they're the ones who rescue all the children, as many as they can from human trafficking. So I want to read this. Our Rescue, this is a thing on the sextortion, the online crisis, with the Daily Wire original. Dozens of teen boys take their own lives as online sextortion cases spike. The FBI and nonprofit Our Rescue say financially motivated sextortion cases are most often linked to African countries like Nigeria. Our Rescue partnered with Daily Wire, raising the alarm on the rising sextortion crisis. This is an increasingly concerning story, and we continue to hear from our partners and colleagues in the field. A recent Daily Wire article and Morning Wire podcast episode both shed the light on this rising crisis, revealing that dozens of teenage boys have taken their own lives after being manipulated and blackmailed online. Sextortion is a form of online exploitation where predators coerce victims into sending explicit content and then threaten to release the content to family and friends unless demands are met. It is a serious crime, and it is on the rise. What's particularly alarming is how often boys are targeted and how rarely they speak out. The shame and fear these teens feel can be overwhelming and in too many tragic cases fatal. At Our Rescue, we are heartbroken by this reality, and we are not standing still. At Our Rescue, CEO Tammy Lee emphasized in the article, this issue demands immediate attention. We really believe that every parent has to take this to be one of the most serious threats against their children of our time, because predators are everywhere. Our Rescue is committed to protecting children from exploitation online and offline. Here's how we are helping fight sextortion. Law enforcement collaboration. We support law enforcement globally in identifying and apprehending predators who prey against minors through digital platforms. Our team of experts helps gather intelligence, trace digital footprints, and build strong cases that lead to arrests and convictions. Education and prevention. Prevention is our strongest defense. We equip parents, teachers, and youth with tools to recognize the signs of grooming, understand the risks of online interactions, and respond effectively to threats. We're working to shift the conversation and empower families to stay informed and vigilant. You can find our guide to understanding sextortion here, and I'm going to read that to you in just a minute. Let me finish the article here. This fight starts with awareness, but it must end with action. Let's protect our children from predators lurking behind the screen. Let's create a world where no child or teen feels trapped, that they believe suicide is their only escape. So now we're going to go on to do this. And if you haven't heard of Operation Underground Railroad, it is an awesome organization. Okay, now I'm pulling up the source from Our Rescue. It's Understanding Sextortion and How to Keep Your Kids Safe. And I'm reading you this because it is so important. So many children are being extorted this way. They are being just used and abused by this. So I wanted to make sure that I give you the details. And these are great. Our Rescue is a great resource. So make sure that you check out their organization, okay? All you got to do is Google them and it'll pop right up. Okay. Understanding Sextortion, How to Keep Kids Safe. Sextortion is a growing problem among children and teens. In this guide, we'll help parents understand sextortion and how to address the topic with children and teens. This article discusses suicide. If you or people you know are at risk of self-harm, call or text 988 to reach the Suicide Crisis Lifeline for 24-hour support. If you or someone you know has been the victim of sextortion, contact your local FBI office, call 1-800-CALL-FBI, or report it online at tips.fbi.gov. The statistics are staggering. 12% of 9 to 12 years olds and 31% of 13 to 7-year-olds agree it's normal for kids their age to share nudes. Staggering number, isn't it? 1 in 7 of kids aged 9 through 17 report that they have shared nudes, including 1 in 8 kids aged 9 to 12. 38% of minors blame the victim whose nudes were leaked. 1 in 5 of 9 to 17-year-olds report having been shown or sent someone else's nude without their consent. 46% of minors who shared their own nudes did so with someone they met online. 1 in 6 minors who experienced an online sexual interaction did not disclose the experience to anyone. What is sextortion? Sextortion is a form of blackmail that involves threatening to distribute private, sensitive, or compromising images or videos of an individual unless they provide more images, money, sexual favors, or other forms of compensation. This often occurs online, where perpetrators may manipulate victims into sharing intimate content, which is then used against them. It doesn't matter if the victim consensually provided the imagery. Sextortion is a serious crime and can have significant emotional and physiological impacts on victims. Common examples of a sextortion include a teen is in an online chat room, befriends a criminal who pretends to be a romantic interest, and asks the teen to send an intimate picture. Once the picture is received, the criminal threatens to send the picture to the teen's friends and family if they don't send more pictures. An ex-partner uses the threat of publishing explicit pictures to manipulate the victim to rejoin a relationship. Someone creates graphic AI images or videos using the victim's face and threatens to put them on social media if they don't pay a specified amount of money. These scenarios can play out in an hour or less and can lead some children or teens to take their own lives. And if you go to Dr. Phil's app of the Merritt Street Media app, on one of his primetime specials, he has a great show about this. Talked to some parents who lost their children to suicide that this happened to, and some people that survived it. So it's very, very eye-opening. If you are interested in learning more about this, watch that one on Dr. Phil. It's really, really good. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, NCMEC, there has been a significant increase in sextortion cases being reported to the cyber tip line. Teenage boys have been the most common targets, but girls are also targets, y'all. Expert insight. Who are sextortion perpetrators? Now, the guy who's given this information right here is on the Operation Underground Railroad Rescue Board. He's a rescue board member named Derek Benner. Derek Benner led the creation of the Department of Homeland Security Center for Countering Human Trafficking, the first unified intercomponent coordination center for counting human trafficking. He currently serves as the managing director of federal law enforcement and commercial at Thomson Reuters Special Services. Although some people are sextorted by people they know, such as boyfriends or girlfriends, the majority of people who target children in sextortion schemes are experienced criminals trained to prey on vulnerable people. The scammers are skilled experts. Derek Brenner says, the perpetrators of sextortion are ruthless criminal organizations that have existed for years. They are cyber criminals that typically operate in regions worldwide that pose challenges for law enforcement. They most recently evolved into sextortion and blackmail by applying tactics used in other fraud and scam activity, he explains. Before COVID, they were primarily fraud and scam organizations that exploited vulnerable populations through romance-based schemes, financial and investing schemes, and the exploitation of public benefit programs. These predators have a very distinct methodology for engaging potential victims. He says it's really about social engineering, an attempt to establish a relationship. They try to form a connection or start a conversation via multiple platforms. They will research public social media profiles to gather information about their victims. The biggest aspect of this campaign is to educate children, parents, teachers, and other community leaders on how to avoid falling prey to these criminal organizations. And that was also Derek Brenner. Sextortion became more prevalent during COVID. During the pandemic, kids were on their devices more often, and parents were also adjusting to new at-home roles. Sextortion developed as criminal organizations and predators took advantage of the fact that children were spending more time online, says Brenner. They saw an opportunity and they pivoted very quickly. Anything and everything is a tool for these criminal organizations. They are not constrained by lack of imagination. They are merciless and persistent. The solution is a combination of law enforcement and education. There have been a lot of successes on the law enforcement and prosecution side, Brenner explains. Law enforcement at all levels reacted to the new trend very quickly and dedicated more resources. There are many good examples of predators being identified and extradited to the United States to face charges. But law enforcement is not the silver bullet for this problem. It's education, says Brenner. The biggest aspect of this campaign is to educate children, parents, teachers, and other community leaders as best practices on how to avoid falling prey to these criminal organizations. How can you help? Talk to your school administrators to create policies to address sextortion. Contact your city leaders to provide education about sextortion in the community. Learn about revenge porn laws in your state. Keep up with legislation and trends about AI-generated images. 5 ways to help kids recognize and avoid sextortion. And this expert that's helping us with this is Dr. Jordan Greenbaum, survivor care expert. Dr. Jordan Greenbaum, former medical director of the Global Initiative for Child Health and Well-Being at the International Center for Missing and Exploited Children, spent her clinical career caring for abused, exploited, and trafficked children and providing international training and technical assistance to professionals in the field. Number 1, introduce body safety and internet safety early. Internet safety should be incorporated into general safety conversations that starts at 3, 4, and 5 years old in developmentally appropriate ways, says Dr. Jordan Greenbaum. If we wait until sextortion is starting to happen at 11 or 13 years old, it's too late. For example, teaching 4-year-olds the names of body private parts, talking about the concept of boundary for one's own body, the boundaries of someone else's body, and the need for consent. She says, for example, it's okay to say no to someone who wants to give you a hug, and you should respect the rights of others who don't want to be touched. Start talking about getting online and internet safety as soon as children begin to go online, says Dr. Riemann. That way, by the time they begin to interact with others online, internet safety has become routine and they know that their bodies are their own, she adds. When kids are clear about consent, it's just part of the normal routine. Your body is your own, whether it's online or offline. 2, have regular conversations about internet safety and consent. Having regular conversations about children's online activities is important. It's important to know what apps and games they have and how much time they spend on it. Once a week or so, have conversations about internet safety. Here are some discussion starters. What is your favorite apps? Why do you like them? Who is on them with you? Can you show me how to use your favorite app or play games like you like online? Have you met new people online who have become friends? Tell me about them. How did you meet? What do you like, don't like about the relationship? Has anyone you've talked to online ever asked you to do something that made you feel uncomfortable or bad? Let's say they asked you to send them a photo of you naked and that didn't feel right to you. What could you say to them? Then talk about ways to refuse and the request. My computer, my iPad like down on me. I had to get it back. If something happened online that made you feel bad, scared, or worried, what would you do? Then talk about the need to go to a trusted adult for help. Even if the child feels responsible for what happened, emphasize your desire to protect and support the child if they are in distress. Do you think sending pictures of your private parts to people you like is okay? Why or why not? Did you know that it is illegal to share nude photos of people under the age of 18, even if the person is okay with it? Signs that a child may be at risk for sextortion. Tweens and teens love their privacy, but when kids take online privacy to extremes, it might be a sign of sextortion. Potential signs of online exploitation include being very secretive when online or hiding screens from adults, sudden unexplained changes in behavior such as sadness, withdrawal, or difficulty controlling emotions, becoming uncharacteristically possessive of their devices and distressed if prevented from using them, becoming anxious or upset when receiving texts or other messages, marked changes in internet behavior, i.e., major increases of sudden suspension in social media use. 3. Prepare kids for encounters with sextortionists online. Parents or trusted adults need to acknowledge that children may find themselves in high-risk situations. Says Dr. Greenbaum, children can meet people online in a number of ways, and very quickly the child may come to view this person as a friend, not a stranger. Dr. Greenbaum explains, a person intending to exploit a child typically works to determine what the child needs or wants and supplies that. You need love? I will give you love. Do you need someone to tell you you're pretty? I'll tell you you're pretty. Fulfilling needs and demonstrating interest and caring allows the offender to build trust with the child. Friendly conversations can gradually become more sexualized, leading to requests for sexual photos or videos. Teach kids to look for signs of scammers. Encourage teens and children to be suspicious of people who have profiles with no information, only one photo, or only a few friends or followers. Give you lots of compliments and are interested in your activities. Ask to talk on a different platform or app instead of staying on the app where you met them. Send friend requests to multiple children in your school. Request personal information about you, such as your location or family member. Offers to send you gifts. Ask for sexually explicit images. Encourage kids to ask a parent or trusted adult if they are unsure if someone is a scammer. Number 4, help kids know what to say when asked for sexual imagery. When an online friend asks a child or teen for sexual photos, there's a lot of pressure to comply. Talk to your children and teens about what they could say. For example, a kid could say, a firm, no way. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. No, that's not a smart thing to do. I don't want my picture all over the internet. There are other ways to show that we like each other. I'll send you something else, like a picture of my dog or a fun meme. 5. Ensure your children to know that you will stand by them. Although it's hard to think of a child sending nude photos to someone online, it can happen, even with the most responsible kids. It's critical to tell your kids that you will be in their corner no matter what. Tell children and teens, if you have sent pictures of your body to someone you met online and something bad happens, you can come to me. This can happen to anyone, even adults. I will support you. I won't be angry. I won't punish you. We'll work together to get through it. What to do if a child is a victim of online sextortion. When a child or adolescent is a victim of sextortion, they feel trapped, isolated, and scared. Be sure to thank them for coming to you for help and support. What to do first. Listen and allow the child to share their experiences. Reassure the child that he or she is not in trouble, and you will help them get through the situation. Remind the child that he or she is not alone, and other kids have experienced this too. Explain what will happen next, such as calling law enforcement, notifying the school, etc. Collect evidence and block the blackmailer. Block the blackmailer on all platforms, but do not delete the child's profile. Do not view the pictures or videos. Do not erase any images, videos, texts, or websites. They are evidence. Take screenshots and save web pages as PDFs. Change account passwords on all platforms. Do not send money to the blackmailer. Get law enforcement involved. Start by contacting your local law enforcement. They will likely be able to get you resources you need quickly. You can also contact your local FBI field office or call 1-800-CALL-FBI or visit tips.fbi.gov. Contact the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. NCMEC provides important resources for families experiencing sextortion. The cyber tip line, https://report.cybertip.org, is the place to report child sexual exploitation. Take It Down, https://takeitdown.ncmec.org, helps remove online nude, partially ignored, or sexually explicit photos and videos taken before you were 18. NCMEC has emotional support resources for victims and families. Email gethelp@ncmec.org. And then I'm not going to read the citations because I'm not sure. Then they have on here, take our online safety course. Protect the children and teens in your life with our quick and effective online safety training. Start Talking, a guide to keep children safe online. Is perfect for parents, guardians, teachers, and anyone who interacts with minors. It offers practical strategies to avoid online dangers and confidently navigate the digital world. And there's a place to register. And then there's also a place for donations for our Operation Underground Railroad Rescue Group. So I'm going to try to see if I can get this into the description. I don't know if it'll let me share the link or not, but if it will, then I will get this to you all in the description. It's a great guide if you have children. This information is very, very important. We need to keep our children safe. Children are exploited every day, folks, and it's up to us to keep them safe. So I hope and pray that this has awakened you and will help you protect your children. And if you know anyone else who this may help, please share this with them, or get them to go over this, because we have to protect the children. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the things to help get the channel out there where people can view some of the other videos I have on child advocacy, and all the other videos. I do a wide plethora of other other videos. Like we're doing the Bible recap or reading the Bible in a year in chronological order. And there's a lot of other wonderful videos that I have. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that this educated you, and I hope that you'll take a stand and fight for children. Thank you, and God bless. Have a blessed night, and have a happy Easter tomorrow. God bless you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.